Good evening and welcome. This is Agenda Kenya once again. I am your host, Eric Ngetuni. So today I have my guest here. We are going to discuss some few issues pertaining the youth leadership and also politics. So welcome very much. Karibu sana.
Thank you, my friend.
Yes, you can introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Eric. My name is Chiboy Talam.
Yes, Kitalam, karibu.
Both in social media, Facebook, Instagram, and also WhatsApp. But somehow in WhatsApp, most of my friends calls me Chinya Lumama Pese.
That is a very long
with
name.
with the inner meaning. I may not explain to you right now. Thank you so much.
Okay, karibu sana. So today we are going to look at some few issues. So let's go directly to our agenda, Bwana Kiptalam. You said another name is Lochenia Lonyangapesa. You are not going to tell us that one today. Okay, so Bwana Kiptalam, we've seen that in our current politics, especially in Baringo and also maybe Baringo South. Most of the times we have not seen youth coming up for the elective positions. What do you think would be the challenge for the youth?
Okay, Eric, on issue of youths and politics. Thank you first of all for hosting me.
Yes.
Agenda Kenya. This is the site for Asala Nation. We are on a moods of Asala Nation. So Agenda Kenya is part of ASOL. So thank you so much. On the question of youth not participating in election, it has been actually it has been a problem for many youths to engage on elective seats. Most of them, one, they have a problem of confidence. Most of our youths has no confidence on these elective seats, especially the MCA and member of parliament, which they fit most. Let's leave alone governor, let's leave alone women representative, let's leave alone president and whatsoever. Let us talk of member of county assembly, MCA and member of parliament, where the youth fit most. But most of our youths have no confidence on this one. And reason being, not having confidence, not because of that confidentiality they have. The problem affecting youth is we have a syndrome like that, whereby our people tells us bado wewe ni mdogo bwana, my friend.
Yes.
Chenga familia kwanza, fanya hivi na hivi.
Tafuta
So we
bibi
have
kwanza.
tafuta bibi kwanza, tafuta bibi kwanza, tafuta pesa kwanza. A challenge also, which is common challenge, is financial constraints. Most of our youths, and especially in Baringo, most of our youths have not invested a lot. So there is no money in their pockets to run these elective positions. So maybe actually what hinders our youths not to engage in elective seats, I think it is because of financial constraint. But at some point also, let us not cage so much on financial, on our geographical, or on our reason, on our culture. So let me use the word culture.
Yes.
Vijana, most of them are not able to give us the detailed reason why they want to contest for this one. And more so, they don't have also track records to contest this one. Somehow others, wachache tu, they have a manifesto. Like me, I have a manifesto. If I want to run for member of the county assembly, I'm happy, and I will present myself with my people and tell them what I will do and what we will team up to do together. Because normally, leadership is, you should be a teamwork among the leader and the people. Let the idea originate from the people also. You drive the idea from the people. So that's what affects most of us as youth not run on elective seats.
Okay, so on the section of maybe track record, that one has been one of the challenges because when you go to the grassroots, watu watakuuliza umefanya nini. So that one can be a challenge because to run for an MP position, it requires you to be at least 21 years and above. And someone who is 21 years can still be in a college or a university. And that person might not have given back anything to the society. Could that be a problem because someone can fear to run because ataulizwa hiyo maswali mingi ama unaona namna gani?
Bwana Eric, and actually I tell you, if you want to run for an MP as a youth, you actually need maybe tuseme umekaa na wasee ndio kufunza. Also this leadership is nurtured from afar.
Yeah.
You must have experience somehow. Some work done by a leader should be an experience of doing this and this one. Not just waking up and say, I want to be member of parliament or I want to be member of county assembly. You must have worked with someone to know actually what do you need to do in that position. Like an MCA, you must know the roads. You must know there is an health facility. You must know there is a water. You must know ECD. You must know there is also agricultural sectors. You must be idea rich to contest on this one. When you are subjected to common persons or to common raya, if you don't have agenda, then you will not get an opportunity to, or you may not explain yourself very well, such that you contest for that seat. For actually contesting for MCA, you need some experience. Kuwa karibu na wasee kama mimi sasa, kidogo kidogo na karibia wasee, tunatembea nao, tunakunywa chai nao, wananieleza unapita hapa, usipita hapa. So that's actually experience. I may be 21 year old, I may be 18 year old, but nimekaa na wasee and I know what to do. And I know my area of jurisdiction or area of service delivery. So maybe what interests most of us is that maybe lack of finance, because if we touch on finance, an MCA should have something more than 5 million, 2, 3 million, an MP 10 million to run these things. On bearing in mind that election has been money based, so very expensive to run an elected position. You can use millions and lose. Unashikwa na stroke hapo, unakuja.
So you are reminding me of something about the leadership during Moi era. In those times, before a leader is taken, maybe from the grassroots, by Moi himself, alikuwa anakuja anakaa chini na wazee, then he asks about the leadership in that lineage or that family. So he only picked leaders from the families wenye wako na ile uongozi. So do current youth really look at that? Wanaangalia crown, wanaona huyu mtu anatoka kwa family ya viongozi ama tu ni kupanga siasa?
Normally, because we have education and most of on our institutions, we pick a smart student or pupil. What we will need to look into as we look for leaders, we actually need to know if this person can really lead even a Catholic committee. Normally we start from small. What actually we read from history Moi did. You actually subject someone to service, and the community will appreciate that service. Ukiambiwa simamia hii project, you must execute a clear and good service. Ukiambiwa wewe ni mwalimu, ensure wanafunzi wamepita. Ukiambiwa wewe simamia hii barabara, make sure hii barabara imekuwa mzuri for human consumption. So we normally picking leaders, actually it will depends. Some inaonekana kuna mwanafunzi slow learner, kuna yule mwenye fast kidogo, you know how to gauge them. Yes.
Thank you on that. So I would like you to tell something our youth maybe who are watching. So what can you tell the youth, or which advice can you give to the youth concerning this leadership? Because most of them, they don't come out, or when they come out, they just lose hope, or they might not be up to the end of the race.
So actually, to my fellow youths, what I can advise them, do the best the way you are. Hata kama wewe ni chair lady or chairperson, or let's say chairperson of not even KWT, let's say a chairperson of choir. Make sure your choir inashika vizuri. Everyone, if you are given responsibility to do something, do something that when you are subjected to questions, what did you do?
Yeah.
You don't need to explain. The work itself explain. The work explain itself. So my fellow youths, actually, on leadership, tusiogope hii kazi. Ukiambiwa wewe fanya hii kazi kidogo hii, wafanya hiyo. Usitamani kuwa na kazi kubwa. But actually, you don't need to run, but you need to develop.
Yeah.
As a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step.
Very true.
So kama wewe ni mtu ulikuwa unapata shilingi 50, hakikisha kesho kutwa uko na 65 shillings na upande pole pole. You don't need to get 100 bob immediately. So when you are given an opportunity to serve,
yes,
on even a very preliminary stage, just to do that one.
Yeah.
And as the time goes by, you will able to move on. Actually utasaidika, you will develop your track record and experience, and you learn more as you continue.
Yeah.
Yes, utajifunza mengi.
Utafika mahali. Okay, so thank you very much. So let's go directly to the issue of current leadership. We're going to start with we are going to start from the crown here. Concerning the leadership, maybe for our MCA. We've seen our MCA really trying on the service deliveries across the ward. I know Mochongoi ward is one of the biggest wards we have in Baringo South. Starting from that far end of Tuya Bay, Kimorio there, up to Sandai, Loboi, very big indeed. So, and to say this, the money which are allocated to ward, every ward are normally allocated maybe equal amount of funds. So, as Mochongoi ward, some things have been done and some of them have not been done. Which areas do you see that actually our MCA should improve on? Yes, which areas? Unaona ni pande gani penye bado unaona kuna shida kiasi?
Okay, my friend. We in Kenya, we have constitution 2010. And actually, I wanted you to tell me there is something called the 4 functions. We have national and county government. National government, we have member of parliament and up there to the ministry, to the president.
Yes.
We have county government. Tuko na governor who is the boss. We have the MCAs who are the ward representative.
Yes.
To make it short, or to cut the long story short, in a county government, we have governor and we have the MCA. In Baringo County, for example, because you have mentioned Mochongoi is in Baringo County.
Yes.
We have 30 wards. Having 30 wards, we have one boss, who is His Excellency Governor Kitis.
Yeah.
He has the representative from each ward.
Yes.
We have MCA for Mochongoi ward, like many other 30 wards in Mochongoi, in Baringo. I'm sorry. So if you want to tell me what are the functions actually, I need to tell you, we have a function of road. Road vida routes.
Yeah.
We have the vida routes hii yenye inaingia mashamba.
Yeah.
We have health facilities, which is like dispensaries and health centers.
Yeah.
We have water.
Tunataka maji. Yes.
Water maji pay. Kama Gipeza alikuwa amesema samani kidogo.
Aha.
Tuko na agriculture.
Mambo ya ukulima.
Tuko na education sector of ECD,
Yeah.
early childhood education.
Yeah.
Area of improvement in Mochongoi ward is actually, I don't know, as much as you want me to recharge or to tell me where to improve.
Just highlight some few areas.
If you want me to highlight, I will highlight the four functions.
Like everything.
Because
Uh-huh.
Vida roads is just pathetic.
Especially
Very
now,
pathetic.
during now the rainy season or
Because
every time.
every season. Here is a Mochongoi is a good place. And it is the best in producing agricultural produce, maize, potatoes, blah blah, everything.
Yeah.
But if you actually take time, Eric, and visit hii mashamba,
Yeah.
tembea tu hii Vichorochoro, all roads is pathetic. Pathetic actually in Mochongoi ward. Maybe there's an improvement in the near future. Maybe kuna improvement in the near future. Maybe I may not prehend.
Yeah.
Maybe future iko
Sawa.
vizuri.
What about the issue of water supply?
Feeder roads. Oh, let me cause
Oh, you want to finish
consistent.
the roads.
Feeder roads. Agriculture depends on feeder roads. Mimi mwenyewe nimepanda mahindi yangu hapo. Hapo Kateru. Nataka nilete lami huko. It's just a short of a kilometer. But that kilometer will cost me 500 shillings per sack.
Oh, very
Maybe ningeuza, barabara ingekuwa sawa, ningeuza na 2500 wakati nimefuna. Lakini sasa sababu barabara ni mbaya, nikuje uuze 1900. It costed me about 600 shillings. Wacha tuseme for example sasa kama shamba ya asala kama mimi nimepata 20 sacks. My friend, 20 sacks. You multiply 600 times 20.
600 times 20.
Ile maths yako ya 1 + 1 itakuwa ngapi?
Around 12,000.
So 12,000, my friend. Where do we get that 12,000? So agriculture, when the road is poor, or when the feeder road is poor, agriculture will lose. We have water, my friend. Water, you know, maybe you don't know because maybe you are not from Mochongoi, but we have a problem somehow. But I want to appreciate it. Unajua, I want to appreciate for water project from Sinoni. There is a water project in Sinoni.
Yes.
Which they have already built the tank. And hiyo maji si mbaya vile. Ni ile tulisema tunataka tutengewe hiyo maji, tuwe tumepewa pesa, kachengwa. Nataka nishukuru. Some parts actually like Kabel town, Mamibe, no water, dry land, and you know the population of Kabel.
Around,
but no, now we don't know who is responsible. We are waiting governor or MCA, we don't know. We wait God. Lakini saa hizi ikinyesha tunataka hii mapato tunatumia. Haya health sectors, I may not exhaust health sectors actually. I keep saying on my handles that health sector in Mochongoi ward is in ICU. It's in ICU. But we don't want to explain more about that one. But if because we give them chance to work, governor and MCA, we don't know. Next year we have 360 days to the general election. We will subject them to the service. Tutauliza sasa, wewe umefanya nini? Wewe hujafanya nini? Tuone mwenye tutarudisha, mwenye tutapeleka nyumbani. Atuwezi, we will not pre-charge now. Yeah.
At the end of the day, actually, it's the wananchi who requires this development, and it's our role to know that MCA has its own part, and the governor, and I think also our people should know the role of the CCs and the COs, and also maybe the role of the ward admins, and also the role of public participation, because actually someone like an MCA does not have money from his own pocket to do the projects. So it's normally most of the funds for MCA is normally controlled by the wananchi through the public participation. So I think we'll come there on that issue of various roles. So it was just to mention on some areas to be improved, and you have highlighted it. So let's now go to our governor. So our governor juzi tumeona akizindua miradi mbalimbali. So tumeona ilikuwa factory is it for coffee? Yeah. And other projects which can actually take this county to another level. So what can you say about the current situation in our county?
Actually, Eric, I may respond to the governor. But governor, let's say, is a patron of a county. He's a county boss. And this person require a technical team. That is why governor has a CEC and CEO. That is why a governor has a chief of staff. That is why a governor has a ward admin in every ward. That ward admins.
Yeah.
That is why governor, there also in a county government, there is a county assembly whereby there is a legislation and oversight roles.
Yeah.
To a governor, actually, our governor is Kiptis.
Yes.
Kiptis is actually, to me, Kiptis is trying his best.
Yeah.
He's trying his best. Kiptis has one problem. We don't have a proactive staffs, CCs and COs. They actually, those are the people who will help the governor to discharge the very best.
Yeah.
But you can see a CC for agriculture or a CC for water.
Yes.
You know Kiptis actually, you cannot blame Kiptis for lack of water in Kabel. We have the CC for water. The CC for water.
Yes.
And we have also the MCA. Those are the roles of the CC and the MCA or CEO for water.
They are the eyes of one inch.
So Kiptis may not know our problem or the governor or let's say Governor Eric. You may not know the problem we are facing here at Kabel.
Or even in TRT.
But we have the representative.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Marikat ward. You see somehow you see Lemlem. Somehow anafungua maji na governor. Kidogo kidogo tu anafungua maji. Hiyo si eti governor amekuja kufungua maji. Ni Lemlem alienda kupata governor. So mahali Kiptis ameangukia ni mambo ya ni CCs, CEOs and also inactive MCS. Inactive MCS in projects. We can be active in media, but we may not be active in service delivery. So to governor, my governor, I love Kiptis so much, and I would wish my fellow people to vote him in, but also tunataka wasee wakaribie wenye wako na uchuzi ya kufanya kazi. Kiptis need to approach ape wasee wenye wamaifanya kazi amsaidie aendelee kazi ya Baringo. Because Kiptis tu kenye ameshindwa nayo ni watu wenye wasaidie. Sasa wewe tukikosa maji hapa, tukikosa barabara, tunakuja kulaumu Kiptis. Na we have the akona CEC. Yeye kwanza Kiptis atoi ma CEC. Tutafutie mtu mwenye anafanya kazi. Alafu ma MCA sisi tutaangalia vile tutafanyia.
Mtaangalia mambo yao.
Lakini Kiptis sasa akikatalia ataumia na hiyo wansaki. Hii watu wa mkono.
So thank you for that critical observation on the leadership and the governance of our county. So let's come now to the issue of national government. We are going to start directly from the office of the MP. So in Baringo, we have 6 constituencies. So in the among the 6 constituencies, it's Baringo South and Tiati who still have a lot of challenges, especially maybe the issue of food security. There is no food. The issue of insecurity among or between the two sub-counties or the constituencies is still a problem. So when you look at our MP, who is Honorable Charles Kamuren, he's been trying his part when it comes to the leadership and steering of the constituency. Recently, we see the parliamentary committee visiting our place to come and see the impacts of the insecurity in our region. So as we talk, that one is still ongoing. So I would like you to tell us, what are some of the things which our MP should still look into, apart from the issue of security? Which other areas do you think our MP should deal with? Because we have plenty of challenges.
Baringo South, actually.
Mhm.
Thank you for that question.
Yes.
And I want to expound on that.
Mhm.
Thank you because you mentioned Tiati.
Mhm.
The problem
Mhm.
of Baringo South
Mhm.
is the bandits from Tiati.
Mhm.
And member of parliament, actually, what the roles of the member of parliament,
Mhm.
basically in the ground level.
Mhm.
Legislation kwa huko juu na oversight na hizo zingine zote.
Mhm.
Let me talk of what actually member of parliament is elected to.
Mhm.
Is entitled to work on matter security.
Mhm.
Is entitled on matters education.
Mhm.
Upper, primary, secondary,
Mhm.
and an institution of higher learning.
Yes.
And member of parliament has a portion
Mhm.
of roads.
Mhm.
Roads under KERA,
Mhm.
Kenya Rural Roads Authority,
Mhm.
under KERA.
Mhm.
The roads that meet C class,
Mhm.
hii barabara refu kama ya Karande Marigat,
Mhm.
this is one of the KERA road
Yeah.
in Baringo South,
Yes.
which is so important.
Mhm.
Actually, member of parliament Baringo South,
Mhm.
who is Honorable Charles Kamuren,
Mhm.
he has tried his best
Mhm.
for the first 2 years
Mhm.
in power.
Mhm.
He has tried his best.
Mhm.
He has tried his best,
Yeah.
starting with security.
Mhm.
Our problem is Tiati.
Mhm.
And this security thing
Mhm.
need a lot of wisdom.
Mhm.
And I would beg you
Mhm.
not let us not discuss much about security because this is
It's a big issue.
a big issue that we may not
Okay.
discuss,
Yeah.
or we may not broadcast
Mhm.
more details
Mm.
about the security.
Yeah.
But the wisdom Honorable Cameron have debate
Mhm.
on this security thing.
Mhm.
As much as tuko na wagora
Mhm.
kama juzi walikuja kutuvamia Kashera
Mhm.
na mpaka tukapoteza mtu.
Oh, pole.
Kamuren is doing marvelous thing
Mhm.
to try to eradicate this issue.
Mhm.
And there is, without avoidance of doubt,
Mhm.
the security thing in this Baringo County,
Mhm.
as much as Cameroon is trying his level best
Mhm.
to set some police posts,
Mhm.
as we talk,
Mhm.
he has implemented a number of police posts, starting from Mukutani,
Mhm. That's good.
Kabentasum,
Mhm.
Rukus,
Mhm.
coming toward up to Kashela.
Mhm.
It is not an easy task.
Mhm.
So this insecurity thing, actually, we can say, and I want to say without avoidance of doubt,
Mhm.
as Honorable Cameron is trying to eradicate this one,
Mhm.
there is other agencies,
Yeah.
there is other cartels
Mhm.
who are using these bandits
Mhm.
for land extortionist,
Mhm.
land grabbing,
Mhm.
restockers. I will not mention. I will not mention, but these things. Actually, I want to tell you, my friend, these people have a powers we don't know where it comes from. Actually, I may not mention because I don't know whom I will mention, but the first, these culprits are using some external forces.
So there might be some other influences.
There is other influence. There is other external forces.
So we can say this one.
So
can be
this
a very
one,
big issue.
I will rate Mheshimiwa Kamuren on matter security to around 70%. To 70%. Because we still have cases. And I want to tell you, my friend, last year, there is a deserted place called Ngeleja. And I think you have never read there.
I've just thought about Ngeleja.
You have read Ngeleja. That's an old sublocation where people fled away. School was vandalized. And everything, a government institution, mahali kuna ofisi, kuna madarasa, na that's a land, that is a government institution. They vandalized.
So sad.
For the first 6 years. Honorable Kamuren came and because he had a love of restoring our people. He constructed a class. But constructing that class, that one class, it takes him, it takes the East office and the contractors time to do it. Mahali unachenga na unajua ni hatarini.
Yeah.
He constructed a class for to show the mark that they were a school here. Because ile madarasa ya zamani ilikuwa ya mbao. So akachenga darasa, akamaliza. Our people have not gone back there, but already we are told hao wakora tena wanakuja kupiga risasi hiyo manyumba hiyo class because they are distractors. So there are forces. Another thing is Mheshimiwa Kamuren is trying his level best to put a mark everywhere because there is a office of the chief, Rooks location. That is where the administrative work is being done. And Rooks, and I want to tell you what waliacha hapo.
Rooks is in which location?
Iko Mukutane Ward.
Mukutane Ward. Oh,
yes.
yeah.
In a Mukutane Ward.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to put a mark on matter security. You know, obviously a chief is a mark of administrative post.
Yeah.
That administrative post deals with internal security.
Yeah.
Which is in another word is trying to install security agency.
Yeah.
Office of the chief is a security agency. Police post is a security agency, and that is actually a way of doing that way. Secondly, Mheshimiwa Kamuren is every day and night. I think I want to tell you, my friend, the number of calls he makes and he receives for this mother. Actually, it's unexplainable because kidogo kidogo wanapika hapa. Tunashukuru Mungu imetulia kidogo. Na tunaomba Mungu pia ape Mheshimiwa Kamuren maarifa na ape pia hao wakora maarifa kwamba it is a crime. It's against the 10 commandments to kill someone.
Yeah.
But actually in a security is trying. Education, my friend.
Yes, let's go to
education kwa national. I may not explain, you see. My friend. Is trying level best. Ukitembea, we have 6 sublocations.
In Baringo South.
In Baringo South.
Yes.
46 sublocations. Hakuna sublocation yenye iko. Hakuna any sublocation yenye hajapata class moja kwa mashule yenye iko hapo. And I want to tell you for the record.
It's like
every sublocation as a school with a standard classroom. On education also. And I want to tell you, Honorable Kamuren, I've already started over 15 day schools to support 100% transition from one transition. And I want to tell you, my friend, you know our economy iko chini sana. Na mahali watu wetu wata afford zaidi ni ma day school. Na watu wa day school wataenda university. Na mtu wa day school na mtu wa Alliance na huko nini Kabarnet ataenda tu. When they go to university, they will move and do the same course.
Yeah.
So Kamuren is trying actually to give education, to give education and a priority on infrastructure. Ukitembea unaona ma classes. And I want to tell you, projects yote yenye mwafanya it's actually for the last 2 years, 2 financial years. He has done over, actually amefanya about 131 projects. Na kuna ingine ya 132 inaendelea sasa. Maybe by next week 133. By the end of next year, maybe itakuwa imefika 150 kipanda.
Yeah, we shall come on those projects in our next session, so that at least you can tell us how many classes maybe in a certain region has been done. How much money has been used in this financial year and the next financial year, because I can see you have a lot of information in the Honorable Kamuren's maybe government. So can you tell us something about the issue of food security? Because we have a challenge also.
No. I want also to interrupt on education.
You want to add something on education?
Because education is the key.
Yes, can you add something?
Want to appreciate also. As much as he built day schools.
Yes.
He empowered the day schools. He empowered the primary schools. And also secondary schools. He also, in every sub-location, they receive 0.5 million shillings each for bursary. So to help the vulnerable. If you go in details, in every sub-location,
that's around 23 million.
Around 65 to 70 pupils, students receive bursary in every sub-location. Those 65, you multiply by
around 8,000, 10,000.
No, you multiply by 46 sub-locations. How many students do you have? That is over 3,300 plus.
That is good amount of money, because when you look at 24 million for bursary, is it 24 million there?
Yes.
For bursary? That is good amount of money, given the fact that Baringo South, with the current economic activities, getting such amount of money for fees might not be that easy, especially in such an economy. And you need to also understand that is it around 70% of Baringo South is dry?
Yes.
And most of the people are just maybe peasant farmers, and most of them, they can depend on some 1, 2, 3 things means to get the money. Some of them can burn charcoal, and another small economic activities. So out of 137 million allocation for the office of the MP, that 24 million is good amount of money, and maybe in future they can consider adding some more. But that is a good progress. So on that matters of education, I can say it's quite fair when it comes to bursaries.
You talk of bursaries to add more. In Baringo South, we have a big problem. We are not like other counties. You know, there is a sub-county like Baringo Central. They don't fight insecurity. More of our funds are affected, are chip into security. And also there is another problem which has affected. It has displaced over 9 schools. Water, raising volume of water in Lake Baringo, Lake Bogoria. That has also, to close 9 schools, what does it require? We actually appreciate, because Mheshimiwa Kamuren alikuwa anaenda hapo, hiyo alikuwa kila na uchao maji kiongezeka anafika hapo anaokoa watu. Lakini sasa So nasikia hata wewe umesikia kwa media kidogo kuna pesa Mheshimiwa Kamuren alileta watu wa presidential education. By the way, Pelion alikuja Baringo South for about 4 times.
Yeah, I remember. I think I saw also
CS, the former CS for education.
Yeah.
He came Baringo South for 4 times. Also Eugene Wamalwa.
Yeah, I remember that one.
He was there. So severally he has come. And actually, and I want to tell you for the record, through that intervention, there is a good project being done in Salabani and Ngambo for the relocation of the schools that has been affected by water. So actually, Baringo South iko na shida mingi. So hatungekuwa na hii mashida mingi ya hii maji ya security nini hata wangepea every sub location 1 million. So, and it will reach that time. Tukimaliza issue ya security, tumalize issue ya uchenzi. You know 80% of our schools since memorial ni ambao na mapati. So Kamuren is trying level best to put permanent structure in every primary and every secondary school. So as much as tukimaliza mambo ya mambo ya permanent structures, we will see bursary tutakuwa tunapay watoto wetu every school. So we normally appreciate what Mheshimiwa Kamuren has done. Yes, what he has done.
Very true.
Sababu ya hii education amejaribu sana na anajaribu.
Yeah. I've also seen around maybe in Muchongoi ward, I've seen a good number of schools being built, and maybe also some toilets for some schools, and many other ongoing projects. That one can be, it's very good if we only ensure that our money are used maybe in a transparent manner. So there is this question which I'm almost forgetting about the matters food security. Can you tell us something on the efforts which maybe Mheshimiwa Kamuren has put, maybe on matters food security? Has he done any looking maybe on the issue of irrigation, issue of starting some enabling farmers to do 1, 2, 3? Has he done maybe any contribution to ensure that the issue of food security is handled?
There is 2 questions you ask. Thank you. There is 2 questions you ask. One, you ask of proper use of funds before you jump to food security.
Yes.
And I will not left stone unturned.
Good.
On that one, on a lighter note, it is for the record. Mheshimiwa Kamuren akisema anachenga hii darasa, anajenga na miezi 3. Only 3 months.
3 months.
It is done. A full contract. A person who will be liable is the finder. The finder, which is a contractor.
Yeah.
And no even one book will lose because of a contractor or a school management. When he started his own work, hiyo kazi inaisha saa 6 ya mchana, my friend. So in the next 3 months wanaweka rangi, yeye anakuja kufungua. I think corruption was rampant when there were subcontracts. They were using labor-based and subcontracts. My friend, I want to attest for you. Here ya subcontract, if you give someone to supply cement, according to the PQ, you need 130 cements to complete 1 standard classroom. Wewe unipe tenda, mimi nikulete 120. There is that cap for 10 cements.
For 10 bucks, yeah.
10 packs of cement. What do we do for the ratio? Supplier for quarry stones or machine cuts. Supplier for timber. If you try to, you know what's good in full tender contract is, you are liable. If you are given a contract as an ERIC, you will not claim member of parliament. You will not claim the CDF chair. You will just blame the project committee and not even all only 3 to 2 committee members and the contractor.
Mhm.
Project ikiangu, my friend, mutafute cell inachengwa, ingine uingie cell. Utaingia cell sababu you must be liable on the projects. So I think corruption is iko tu hapo, hakuna corruption.
Cartels wamepungua.
No, cartels
Imepungua ama imeisha?
No, I think hakuna cartels hapo. Cartels kwa reign ya Mheshimiwa Kamuri na haionekani. Yes.
Okay.
Hakuna cartels, ni ile watu wenye wanaambiwa upeleke kitu Kabel, anafika Mochongo hapo barabara, anaingiza forest kidogo, akifika Kabel ni kidogo. So hakuna hiyo cartels Baringo South. So mambo na food security.
Go to food security.
And I want to tell you for the record, this is an agricultural thing. And actually international also we have agricultural issue. And in Baringo South. In Baringo South. I think so far so good. For the interest of time, I may not mention, but so far so good. MP Charles Kamret has a good, actually, he has a good ideas, or he has set a well articulated logistics and programs concerning irrigations. Some irrigations has been done. So I think about around 11 to 30 new irrigation schemes is on there in the pipeline. Some has been done, some is in the progress. Like actually, he's also proposing one that will serve the people of Kashela. There is we were calling Seretion. He has a program. Sandai, Mukutani. We have Arabal also, where people have been fled away because of insecurity. He's trying to revive. Marigat. We have irrigation scheme Marigat.
Yeah.
Actually, Sandai, I've talked of Sandai. So, a very number that he has done for this one. Yeah. But actually, for this little period, he has done that number of irrigation by lopping, meeting the market produce and the investors who are using. Let us talk of Sandai, like because most irrigation we know more of is Sandai.
Yeah.
There is this Kenya seed co blah blah.
Yeah.
Where you see vile nanyorosha kidogo, kuna hiyo kanali inaendelea hapo. Walikujanga na PSC course siku moja na huyu mama huyu former women rep calling Rescue Toy.
Yeah.
Walikuwa wametembea hapo irrigation wako collect hiyo nini. Something nice is developing on that one.
Good. So I'll also be happy when I see in future whereby a situation whereby maybe the farmers are really empowered, and that one can be very good. I also saw the other time our MP with one of the MCAs, Mr. Lemlem, in Koriema,
Honorable Lemlem.
Honorable Lemlem.
You know,
dealing with the issue.
He's a doctor.
Dr. Also. Honorable Lemlem.
Yes.
Is that the order?
That's the order, because Lemlem has UAD.
Good. So I saw with him in Koriema on matters to deal with aloe vera. That project, I think we shall be finding some updates to know the progress, because I really understand, and I come from that area, and I know that aloe vera factory can really boost the living standards of the people and can increase the money circulation and help the people in what you call bottom-up economy. So directly back to you, on the issue, there is this issue of Asla Nation. You can just, in brief, you can tell us something about Baringo politics when it comes to national politics on the presidential elections.
You ask 2 questions.
How do you see the ground
on
national politics?
I want to answer two things.
Okay,
And
good.
I want to you ask me two questions. I'm a good listener because I got two questions. You want me to say a state of politics in Baringo, and I want to tell you more about the aloe vera.
You have
Actually,
an information you can tell us about the
aloe vera. There is a revival. What is a revival? Revival is just to revive.
Yeah,
there is a revival of the aloe factory in Koriema. There is a progress of reviving. There is an investor who will be who will set the act of the factory. There is a revival of this, and when this thing become effective, because there was a factory before.
Yeah.
So now there is now a revival. You want to revive.
Yeah.
Very true. So on matters aloe vera, my friend, I'm not kuambia bwana.
Yeah. Tell us something.
Kama wewe uko na shamba yenye iko na maomao kidogo, enda panda aloe vera.
Hata kuna aloe vera iko tayari.
So sasa uko na eka ngapi? Sababu mimi sasa hizi najaribu kukatakata shamba yangu huko Kashela. Alafu nipanda aloe vera maybe eka 5 hivi. Nikingojea factory ikiwa sawa, nitakuwa na supply. That is now bottom up economy. So on the status of politics, so politics is wide. So just to be specific on the Kenyan on Baringo politics. Sisi ni Hasala Nation. So I don't know, nataka nieleza aje. Because hata ukikata hii ni mkono yangu, unaona damu ya Hasala Nation. Yes. So sasa I don't know which kind of politics you want me to explain.
So you know Gideon Moi comes from Baringo, sir. From Baringo actually. He's our son. So William Ruto is one of the strongest contestants when it comes to presidential elections. So what can you say? Can you say that Baringo is Jogo or Hasala Nation?
Nimekwambia Baringo ni Hasala Nation.
Okay.
Na mimi nataka nikwambia my friend.
Sema.
You want to tell me every frame the question. You want to tell me to compare between Gideon Moi and William Ruto. You want me to compare?
I want you to give me the state.
Give me the scenario. Give me the question.
The question is this: given the two will stand for this presidential election,
to aspire,
who do you think?
To aspire for presidential election.
To stand, or you can say
to aspire or to stand or to contest.
To be in the ballot. Given the two are in the ballot, who do you think will win in Baringo?
Gideon Moi.
Gideon and Ruto.
And William Ruto.
Yeah.
In Baringo, don't let us not.
In Baringo, yeah.
You want no, not Baringo. In Baringo, you want us to explain in Baringo? No, I wanted us to
tell us in
Baringo.
Yeah, and then we go there.
So, and my chibu yangu ya kwanza ilikuwa Baringo ni Hasala Nation. Gideon Moi, as much as he come from Nakuru County.
He resides there.
No. He's not his reside. His
fatherland,
residential home.
His father's land
is in Kabara. And Gideon Moi is our senator.
Yeah. Given that Gideon Moi will be in ballot with William Ruto, who do you think our people of Baringo will vote in?
To be in ballot? Yeah. Presidential candidate?
Yeah, presidential candidate.
Next year?
2022.
Gideon and William Ruto?
Yes.
Do we really compare them?
Yeah, you can compare. No problem.
How do you compare Gideon Moi to them, to my vote? Gideon Moi will only win senatorial seat and below.
For an MCA, he will win also.
For an MC also, he can win in such a way.
MP?
Or Soi Ward in Kabara, Nakuru County. But comparing Gideon Moi with William Ruto is funny. It's funny to me because it's funny, by the way. In Baringo, let us do tufanye sababu kidogo tu. Baringo County, we have six
sub-counties or six constituencies.
6 sub-counties. we have governor, we have women rep, and we have a senator who is him, this Gideon Moi.
Yes.
Compare in Baringo itself. We have Baringo South under Mheshimiwa Charles Kamuren as a nation. Baringo Central under Honorable Kandie who is maendeleo chap lakini aliingia Asala juzi. Na watu wa Baringo Central ni Asala nation. Enda Baringo North. Hiyo ni Asala from na vile ni Asala ya mzee. Tuende Baringo Central Mokoti. That is Asala nation. Tuende Ravine. Asala nation. Out of 6 members of parliament in Baringo County, only Tiati sub-county who is ally to Gideon Moi. And he is only himself. Kamket is only loyal to Gideon Moi. Tiati, Sopo people support William Ruto. In Baringo, out of let us read out of 6, William Ruto 5
out of 6.
Gideon Moi 1 out of 6.
That is Golgol still.
1 Golgol, yes. We don't no problem.
It's 1 out of 5.
But
one
the
out
points
of 6. 1 out
and the
of
number.
6.
So I want to tell you, my friend, William Ruto is that smart gentleman. He has what it takes to lead. Gideon Moi is just a person. That's a business person who don't want, who does, or who has a business ideology. Is an investor. But William Ruto is an investor and a leader. William Ruto is a leader. And is a patron of bottom-up economic model. My friend,
Yeah, very true.
William Ruto believes in raising Mama Mboga. William Ruto is believe in raising a boda guy. William Ruto is believing in raising SMEs, small and medium enterprises. Our senator believe in empowering watu wa mbele wa Nairobi, watu wa Kenyatta, watu wa Raila, those investors. They want to bring us money. They want to bring the poor money, to lure the poor to vote for them and go and invest for 5 years. They come 1 year, they give you money, you vote for him, he goes there for 5 years. William Ruto believe on a bottom-up economy. And I want to tell you for the record, William Ruto is a person who has been tested and proved he will be able to support a lower class person, not the upper class person. Here, comparing with Gideon Moi.
So I remember recently William Ruto visited Baringo, and the number of people who actually attended this function was very big. What can you say about that? Is it the love to William, or what can you say about that reception?
No, hata kwa nyumbani baba mwenye, ukiona baba amefika kwa nyumbani, amefika nyumbani, amefika pekee, na uone watoto mpaka watoto wa majirani wanakimbilia yeye. Huyo ni baba mwenye analetea sweet watoto. Ukiona yule baba mwenye anakuja mpaka tunasikia ameingia sitting room ama ameenda bedroom bila mtoto kukimbilia, unajua huyo si baba.
Hiyo ni Simba.
William Ruto actually. William Ruto. And I want to tell you, my friend, to say William Ruto anashuka Kasiela, utaona mtu wa Mombasa ako Kasiela. Not because wanakuja tu. William Ruto has touched many life. He has touched many life. Hata kama haija kusaidia, there is a successful story of people who are raised. He has raised kina mama. Na I want to tell you my friend, William Ruto anapendanga mtu mwenye naso. Anapenda mtu mwenye naso. Hiyo mambo nyorokata mboga hapo. Waacha uko president uone kile watachengewa kibanda hapa. And this border guys, utaona vile wataempa hiyo. And I want to tell you for the record, that what this gentleman is doing is Republican to what he will be doing forever. Ni ile tu hii watu wa deep state na system wanataka ku frustrate you because this Kenya is there. And I want to tell you for the record without avoidance of doubt. Hii sarakasi yenye Ruto anafanywa sahi is among our own Gideon Moi. Our Gideon Moi is among the deep state.
Ako deep state.
Anaanza kutudanganya vijana, anataka kupea kazi, anataka. And I want to tell you for the record, and I'm very sorry. Gideon Moi anatumianga slave, my friend. Anaambia hao vijana yetu, including me, I have a degree certificate. I'm not employed. But you will get Gideon Moi saying, Nisiv, say the 50th president, Gideon Moi, so that I give you the job.
Unasema the 50th mara saba.
So you say the 50th consistently. You know my friend, nge mwangu tegele ore taijili. Hulenginchi ya igese sobe. Oh yeah. Gideon Moi is enslaving our youth. At we are enjoying state machination, or we are enjoying state power to employ people. We appreciate, but you are slavery. Personally, I need a job, sina kazi. But sasa niuse sera ya mtu mwenye haezi saidia mtu ndio nipate kazi. So wacha nipake na hao wenye hawajasaidiwa. Tuhangaike na hawa, tuchome makaa kama inaruhusiwa tuchome makaa. Tufanye hii kazi kidogo ya kazi ndogo tu ya sasa. Na tuende pamoja na watu wengi. Kuliko mimi nikusivu uniandike kazi nipate permanent and pensionable. Lakini watu 1,000 hawana kitu. Utakuja kukanyanga. That is luring me. Under slavery. Ati niseme Gideon Moi 5 tena kama mimi ni mtu wa TSC nipewa kazi ya serikali. That is slavery me and denying me my democratic right. So William Ruto, and I want to tell you for the record, William Ruto has no class, has no demand. He supports each and every person through meritocracy. Si lazima hii kazi ya permanent pensionable. So kuna hii kazi ya kwenda shamba, kupanda, so unaona anachangia watu. Unasikia anapeleka, anaenda kuchenga kanisa. Unajua kanisa ana sponsor watu wangapi? Unasikia amechenga shule. Hiyo shule inasaidia watu ngapi? We actually compare Gideon Moi and William Ruto on same ballot paper. In Baringo, Gideon Moi will get less than 10,000 votes. He will get less than 10,000.
It is around, can we say,
and William Ruto, 30%, you are talking of so much. Talk of 0.5%. And I want to tell you, comparing William Ruto and Gideon Moi, it's like day and night. Because one, William Ruto is a performer. My good friend Gideon is a horse rider. Ni mtu kuendesha farasi. Ni watoto wa cool kids. Tunasemanga watoto wa cool kids.
Okay, let's hold on there for today. I'll call you back to our channel so that we can talk on these matters, Baringo South. I can see you have a lot of information which can really help our people to know much about how the current leadership in Baringo South is going on. And I'll call you as soon as possible. So for today, we are going to stop there for today. So I'd like you to tell something our viewers as we wind up. Just say something.
What I want to tell my viewers is that in the near future, not even in the near future, as from tomorrow, we'll be counting days down the line. 365, kesho kutwa 364, up to 0 day to the general election. The lovers of Asala Nation, we need actually to study more about the bottom up and choose wisely. William Ruto actually will be our next president through bottom up economic model. And I want to tell our people, I want to tell your viewers, or our viewers, let's say our viewers, that as we are nearing electro engineering period, let us elect people based on track record. Let us elect people based on ideological. But for now, we are electing 3 seats, the 5 seats, MCA to
Actually
MP,
6, yeah.
to governor.
Okay.
But president, we just give to William Ruto. We don't need to elect, we need to give him. It fits. Yes.
So thank you very much. You're going to stop there for today. So thank you for your support. I would like you to subscribe to our channel, and I'll be bringing you more and more people to our channel. So otherwise, have a nice time. Welcome.
Thank you.
See you next time, Bwana.
See you, my friend.
Yeah, welcome.
Bye. Thank you.
Asante.